If y'all not catching on to the social media games by now, then I don't know what to tell y'all. But you guys have to pay attention. Like, I knew this was going to happen. This is just the beginning, y'all. I know y'all want me to talk, but this is just the beginning. So, like, when it's my turn, just know I'm going to break everything the fuck down, okay? And we're going to see who really look bad in the end.
Hey man, stay safe world. You already know what's going on. We gotta talk about this situation with Megan Thee Stallion's best friend, aka Kelsey Nicole, basically coming out and saying that everything that Megan is saying in her new recent interview and just in general is cap. We're gonna get right into it and her exposing Megan, but before we do, I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, and we gonna run this up. So basically, in a Rolling Stone interview, Megan is accusing Kelsey Nicole, her friend, of accepting money from Tory Lanez for like basically bribing her to testify in his favor. She basically said in her interview that he offered Kelsey money for her business or whatever and offered to help her, and met up with Tory Lanez 2 days after this incident happened. And this is apparently her best friend at the time. Okay, so this is what she had been claiming. Tell me this. Like, at first I was believing everything that Megan was saying, but like, this is kind of crazy. And her friend comes out and basically says that this is false. And she says when she's given the time, she's going to speak on all this. And I think she's talking about on the stand at trial, she's going to testify against Megan. She basically said that. And I definitely believe that there's something like not adding up, because it doesn't make any sense. Think about it. First of all, the gun residue was not on Tory Lanez's hands at all. It was on her friend's hands. That's the first thing. The second thing, the medical report that was released, that was initially released, that was first given to Megan when she first went to the hospital. The very first hospital said that she stepped on glass, and that's what the lacerations were from. And I made a video on that previously. But the third thing that is the craziest is this whole like explanation behind everything makes no sense to me, because it's like, if you guys are best friends, maybe I'm wrong, maybe this is just how crazy that this case is, and Tory Lanez went through all this trouble for this purpose of like doing this type of situation. And for some reason, 4 out of everyone, like there was what, like 4 people total in the car, and 3 out of the 4 people in the car said that what Megan is saying is not true. So we can't sit here and just not believe anybody here. And this is like the final nail in the coffin for everyone that's realizing that what she's saying, Megan is saying, is cap. Her friend is not testifying with her. And if you're smart, you would think about it and you would be like, why in the hell would your best friend, no matter what, take money from Tory Lanez? You know? Does that make any sense? Doesn't make any sense. Number one, like, how much money does Tory Lanez really have to offer that Megan Thee Stallion can't offer? Not saying that Megan has to even like pay her at all. Like, Megan can, like, she knows that if you're Megan Thee Stallion's your best friend, Megan could pull some strings, probably equivalent of what Tory Lanez, if not more. So it makes no sense. Like, that part doesn't add up to me, because it's like, why the hell would you be like why would she go and get this from Tory Lanez? Like, that makes no sense. Like, why would she need Tory Lanez when she could have Megan Thee Stallion do the exact same thing if she really needed it? So it's like, that is like the number one thing. Like, why? What is the reasoning behind it? And it's like, if you're already someone's friend and you were traumatized in an incident, if you guys were best friends, and this is going over years, this isn't like some short-term shit, this has been like 2 whole years. So obviously someone in this situation has been lying for 2 years. That's like some tweaking shit. But like, I would say whoever the one is like causing the most commotion is the one that's lying, because like, this is so long from now. Like, this happened like years ago, so it makes no sense that like you would be able to carry this lie for so long. But I just don't, there's no evidence of her like getting paid at all, like anywhere. There's no evidence of this even occurring. And why would she tell her best friend that she's accepting money from this guy? Like, there's 3 things like that none of that makes any sense. Like, the explanation behind that makes no sense whatsoever. So, you know, I really just don't think that it adds up. And maybe there's gonna be like some type of evidence that comes out and explains it, but it's like it's just not adding up, and we'll probably not know about the full extent of it until she actually is able to like testify or whatever. But it's like, I feel like a damning fact if the best friend of the person who's saying this is saying that this isn't true, like, then that's how you know, yo, because it's like, if that's your best friend, like, money, no amount of money is gonna pay for you to like unlive that trauma. Like, you went through a traumatic incident and that's what occurred and someone got shot, and it's like, obviously if he did it, what incentive, why would she just be like not against him? That doesn't even make sense. Like, no one has that much of a price. If the dude really did that shit, I guarantee if that's your best friend, she'd be riding for you if it was right. But if it's not right and there's something going on, that's definitely the reason why she's like doing this shit. And also, like, it's just, that's the only thing I can think of. Like, obviously her best friend would not be like with her in this situation. Like, her best friend would be like totally pulling for Megan if that was the case, if what Megan was saying was true. It just makes no sense why her best friend is doing that. And Megan's basically trying to bully her best friend, ex-best friend, into doing that shit. And it's kind of like hypocritical because she was talking about protecting black women, but this black woman that was there, and we're just saying that what she said isn't true. So like, I would say that the one thing that makes the most amount of sense, or another possibility that of something that could have happened, would have been maybe the Kelsey person shot Megan and can't talk about it because it's an open case and doesn't want to go to jail. Because especially like if you shoot someone, or if someone like shoots in the air, it's already like. Before we do, I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, and we gonna run this up. So basically, man, it's a super crazy story, and I'm gonna tell it from the beginning because there's a lot that could possibly end up proving whether or not Tory Lanez was the person that supposedly shot Megan Thee Stallion that fateful night 2 years ago when this whole debacle happened between Megan, Tory Lanez, Kelsey Nicole, and apparently Tory Lanez's bodyguard. And the whole thing that's basically occurring with Tory Lanez's career, which has basically been at a standstill over the last couple of years. Now, initially, when I first heard about this incident, I would be the first person to tell you that I was listening to Megan on her side. And I was thinking that what Tory Lanez supposedly, what she accused him of was super wrong, and I was on her side. But then over the couple years that this has occurred, more and more evidence has come out that's been putting it into doubt. First, it was like the whole non-gun residue being identified on Tory Lanez at all, and the identifiable like gun residue that basically did appear was on Megan's friend. Apparently, that was the first thing. The other thing was another video that I came out with about a couple weeks ago that basically said that, like, the initial report, or the medical report, the doctor said that the initial doctor who first treated her said that it was like an injury that was caused by glass, and that was like the first doctor. And then apparently she went to a different doctor that was able to say that like she had in fact got shot. But the original person that took her like and actually like treated her, like the medical documents leaked saying this stuff. Now it's this whole situation with her friend basically saying that what she said is cap, and her friend has been talking about it for a year now. There's a video of her on live almost a year ago saying that Megan has been cap this whole time, and it all kind of spurred from like Megan calling out her friend in a diss track that she basically wrote at her friend, and then her friend Kelsey Nicole basically took the brunt of it. And look how it's gonna be. Like, it's, if you're in that situation, like, it's definitely not going to be good when the whole power of Rock Nation is against you. So she kind of was saying like that was sort of the thing that kind of put her over the edge. But now she basically went on live and she said that she's going to expose Megan for what really happened. And that's the crazy thing. However, she can't talk about it because it's an ongoing case. And she said when it's her turn, she's going to, like, you know, like, say what really happened. And honestly, I believe that there's definitely something afoot. Like, I feel like this just not adding up, yo. Because think about it. Megan is basically accusing Tory Lanez of paying her friend Kelsey Nicole for